everybody, I'm back for another video, and I've been thinking quite a bit about my 2019 setup, and I've come to some sort of plans for that. Hold that thought. Here we are. So, in one of my last videos, I talked a little bit about this. This is my new beautiful Chic Sparrow A6. Let me get this out. A6 in the Outlander Claire leather. I can't get it out. I had the pen on it. I had an unboxing of this and a quick little setup. And in the video before that, I talked about my Midori Traveler's Notebook in the Passport and in the standard size, and in one very similar in the A5 size. And I think I have come to I don't want to say consensus, but I've come to an understanding of my intentions for the year of 2019. So, I know you're thinking, you're like, ugh, 4 notebooks, a pen pouch, some extra notebooks, some wonderful tea. If you can get this tea at Trader Joe's, it's the candy cane green tea, and it's decaffeinated. This tea is so yummy. It has cute little cartoon characters on it. There's a polar bear. And there was a cute little character on this side. There was a narwhal, which he is in my bullet journal for December. But if you can get to Trader Joe's, and if they still have the candy cane green tea, get a box. You will not be disappointed. It's decaffeinated, it's green tea, and it's peppermint. That's wonderful. So now that we have our nice cuppa, let's talk about my planning system and ideas for 2019. The first thing is I do have, I think, 2 more notebooks coming. I've got a Foxy Fix and a Monique coming. Those have been on order for, gosh, since November. And they should be here. Well, the Monique is shipped. The Foxy Fix hasn't shipped, and I really don't know when it's going to ship, but it's been a while. So what I have planned is that this notebook right here is going to be like the notebook. This is going to be the notebook that rules all of the other notebooks. And I have not challenged myself. I have been very lucky to be able to purchase many notebooks, not just these 4 here and the 2 that are coming, but I have been very fortunate to be able to purchase notebooks from many wonderful makers and give them a try. And in doing so, the last 4 or so years, 4 or 5 years, is I haven't really stayed in anything that long. The only thing I stayed in the longest were these 2, and I always come back to these 2. But what I have decided to do is not to challenge myself, but to make it a goal to try to see that I can stay in this notebook for the entire year. And, you know, even as I said that, when I said that a couple of days ago, I was like, oh no, you know, and I think one thing that made me decide that is I got this A6 and I love it. It is a beautiful notebook, and it is just so beautifully made. And then I kept thinking, oh, well, what if I get it in the, you know, the Darcy leather, in one of the new ones, one of the new orangey reddy colors, or what if I get it in a creme brulee? I love the creme brulee leather. What if I get it in, and I went, no, stop. Don't go down that little trail or that bunny rabbit, or look at that squirrel. You have a gorgeous chic sparrow notebook in one of your favorite colors for leather, a deep chocolate brown, and I have a feeling it will patina quite beautifully, especially if I keep using my hand lotion. If I keep using my L'Occitane, I think that's what helped make these so nice. Um, you know, like, you have a gorgeous notebook. You don't need to get it in fill in the color or fill in the leather. You have one. That's, you know, you have all of these as well. You don't need another. I mean, and I do have a couple of other A6s, so it's not that I even, you know, it's like, oh, this is the only one I have. No, I don't. I have others. So that is going to be challenge number 1. This will be the notebook that rules all notebooks. Number 2, besides that, this passport I'm going to use as a either a wallet when I don't need to carry this big thing around. It'll still have my monthly calendar in it. It'll still have a folder. It'll still have my Midori brass pen or pencil. It'll still have a notebook in it. But this notebook, what I'm wanting to do is I'm wanting to practice my Russian more. Something that I used to love doing is when I was reading Russian children's stories, I would actually write the children's story. And I have a, you know, kind of a A5 size spiral bound notebook where, you know, it's just me, pages and pages and pages of writing children's stories in Russian or song lyrics in Russian. There's even some, like, you know, grammar exercises, but I really want to do that. So that's what this will be. It'll just be my on-the-go wallet and a Russian practice notebook. So that's that purpose. This one right here, my standard Midori, this is going to be the notebook that I use for my flute projects, the music edition and the book and a couple of articles that I'm working on. So I've got a calendar in here that has like all of our family's birthdays, but it has my symphony and will have my teaching schedule for the spring semester, just so I can better plan my writing, because I've had these projects that I've been wanting to do, and I've done a lot of the research, but I haven't actually had time to sit down and do it. So that's what this notebook is for, and it is my very first Midori, because it says Midori made in Thailand. It was the very first one I got, and so it's a very special notebook, and so I want it to have a special purpose, and so that's its purpose. The 4th notebook, and I'm only going to be using 4 notebooks. The 4th notebook I have, you can see it's already starting to scratch up because it's a beautiful pull-up leather. Like, watch this. Isn't that beautiful? And then it will rub out a bit. This one is going to house, I do have a calendar because I need a calendar in every notebook that I have. So this has it has my old 2018-2019 calendar. So I'll finish using that. It has a zipper pouch that I got on Etsy from a store. If you're looking for an A5 zipper pouch, let me know and I will link the store. I bought this before Christmas, and it came in just a short matter of days, and the shipping was wonderful, and it's great. And I actually bought 2 because, you know, I do that. I bought 2 just in case something happens to it. But you'll see, like, you could use this as a dashboard. You've got some card slots, and you've got a zipper pouch. And then what I'm going to be using this for is I practiced my watercolors. I'm getting better. I'm not great, but I'm getting better. This will house Tomoe River paper inserts that I make, because I have Tomoe River paper or even Kokuyo paper for some artwork and my writing board. So that's how I'm going to use these 4 notebooks. So that's those three. Now, let's take a look at pens. I am a pen junkie, and I have lots and lots and lots of pens. And I have a huge box of the Dixon Ticonderoga Black and just a couple of the yellow ones when you think of a typical school pencil. So these are the pencils I'm going to use. I'm not going to worry about buying any lead for my mechanical pencils because I have like a box of like 50 of these. So I'm going to use what I have. I have a huge box. You can see I have 3 here. They've been kind of a pen of choice lately. They're a Papermate and they are a flare and they're in the ultrafine and they're black. So I've been using those. This is an old Sanrio. I'm not sure if you can see. It says Bats Maru, and there's a little drawing of the cute little guy. He's my favorite Sanrio character. So I've had this eraser forever. It's one of those refillable ones. So I'm going to use this because it's nice when you're doing artwork because it's a small point. It's not as fine as some of the others, but you know, it does its good job. And it also erases, you know, just normal pencil work. I have a box of these. This is one of my last old ones. This is the Muji in the 0.5, and I also have them in the 0.38. I've got like 20 or 30 of these. I do not need any more black pens. I also have the complete set of the Muji in the 0.5 and the 0.38 with all of the colors. So I've got those. Then I have these. These are the Le Pen from Marvy, and I have these in every single color as well. And I've been liking, I've been liking a fine felt tipped pen. I'm not a big fan of the Sharpie, but I've really been liking the Le Pen. Another pen is the Papermate Inkjoy Gel 0.5. I like a 0.38 to a 0.5. And with Amazon, it's cheaper to buy a pack of 12 than it is to buy 2. So we have a ton of these. So as you can see, my black pens, I've got quite a few. I'm going to be using this Tombow. I have the gray set, I have the primaries, then I have another set. But this is my favorite gray. It is N89. It is a wonderful pen to use for like drop shadows and for other things. I have the original 3 sets of the mild liners, and this is the one that I started using this month because I wanted to use a pretty blue, so I'm using that. And then these 2 right here were Christmas presents. The husband knows I'm a pen junkie, and he saw this, and I'm always afraid to take my really beautiful, nice pilots and lammies and my noodlers out and about, but I really like writing in a fountain pen sometimes. So he found this at Books A Million. I'm not sure if you can see that, but it says OOLY. So I'm assuming Uli, like look, Uli, I don't know. And it is actually a really nice fine nib pen. I'm not sure if that's coming in very well. But it's got a nice grip. And it came with 3 ink cartridges. And I've been using this one since I got it, and I've used a lot of the ink. But there's a nice ink cartridge, and you can get these at Jet Pens. You can get them. He got this at Books A Million. He went in looking for a certain Bible, not a Bible journal, but a Bible. Oh, what are they? Like a daily devotional sort of a thing. So he was looking for a devotional, and he saw this and thought of me and thought, perfect Christmas present for me. So we have that. And then this is a beautiful pen. It is in rosewood. We both got one of these, and it has this like faux gold. It's not real gold. I think it might be like gold plated. And it is a gel ink. And this is a beautiful pen as well. And it came with the ink in it and a refill. So those are the pens that I'm choosing to use. And I'm going back to my very first Lahit Lab pencil pouch that I got, goodness gracious, back when I was taking Japanese class. So I'm going to use this pencil pouch, and if it fits in here, it goes. If it doesn't fit in here, it stays at home, or I need to refigure what I have in here. So there's that. So let's take a quick look at what I have inside the notebook that is going to rule all notebooks. So you can see I got the deluxe. And, oh, there's that cute little narwhal. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous notebook. And I'm kind of excited to see how this will age over the course of a year. I'm going to be careful and I'm not going to roll it, but I can see that there's some beautiful red and orange undertones. And I'm looking at seeing how beautiful they look when they come out on their own, not from me forcing them out. So I've got, you know, a debit card, a driver's license, my Weight Watchers booklet, and then the first thing I have in here is the Midori Design monthly calendar in the A6 size, and I made mine just a little bit narrow because when I first was using this, it was in a narrower notebook with some washi. And the new monthly design has 2 pages of dot grid where I'm going to keep track of music that I have coming up for the month of January. And this is just some of the stuff. I know there's a faculty recital I have to start preparing for. So I've got I know there's Piazzolla and something else on there. So that's what I think I'm going to use these pages for, is tracking that. And then I started to do that for every month. All of the new music I have to learn each month. And for some reason, April didn't get one, but we definitely have concerts in April. Music of Hanson plus others. So there's that. My here is, I've gone back to pseudo bullet journaling. Now this is a little bit more colorful than I've done in months past. Well, actually last month I did a lot. But what I decided to do was, since it was December, to kind of go all out. And I used stickers and stamps and did some colored pencil work, kept track of stuff, a little comic, new washi tape that came in, kept track of lots of stuff. There's some new washi tape I got from Allie Brown, beautiful washi. I think she only has this left, all the others is gone. She sold out. So I was using this month, some stamps that I've colored and stencils and scrapbook paper stuff. There's the narwhal from this beautiful tea. Some stuff from packaging, a little bit of planning about how I'm going to use my A6. Some old washi tape from the dollar spot. I decided I'm going to not buy any more washi and use what I have. And if I don't have something that'll work, then I don't need it. Here's Christmas Eve. Chad was a thurifer at Mass, and he was also, he also did, what was it? He also did communion. It's a Bubba Bear Studio sticker. I think that's cute. Here we are on Christmas Day, just some stuff. I think this was from one of the churches. Yeah, it was like, these are the times we're having Christmas service. And so I'm going to finish this out for the year. And I just decided to do 2 pages on a day, and then I've got my test page. Here is a journal that I've been working on. Oh, that's our Walmart bill from the other day, or receipt. So I've been using this as a journal. And then when I was journaling, I forgot I totally skipped 2 days. So I thought it was perfect to note some coffee we went and got at Starbucks, and some Chic Sparrow and Ali Brown arrivals from purchases I made, and some more journaling. So this is just a Tomoe River paper insert that I made, that I did some watercoloring on the cover. And it was just a cream colored paper that I decided to use some of my St. Petersburg watercolors on. Then this is an old May books that I bought probably back in 2014. It was a wide, and at that time I had a beautiful Chic Sparrow wide, and it was in the, it was I think it was called something Spice, and it was like the American Dream or All American Leather. I can't remember. I have since sold that notebook to someone a long time ago because that size was just too big for me. So what I'm going to be doing this year is bullet journaling in an A6. And I did purchase a, thicker notebook, but I think I'm an insert person. So this is how I've set up my bullet journal. This right here is just 2 months. Since it's a May books, it has, you can see I numbered the odd number pages. You can see there's 80 pages, 79, 80. But what that really means is it's really only 20 pieces of paper. 20 pieces of paper they folded in half and printed a dot grid on. So at the very front, I have my Instagram and my name. And so it shows my bullet journal and my key. And something I'm going to try to do this year is the Pomodoro method. So I've got like my tasks, an event, an appointment, when they're started. I need to rethink my Pomodoro. I guess not complete makes sense. When they're completed, they're either filled in or they might have a check box. If they're migrated, they're going to have an arrow. If something has a deadline, I'm going to do like a timed clock. Something's important, it's going to have a star. And I think Pomodoro, it depends on how I decide to use this. We'll see. I put that in there just in case. But I did put a little future log in, and you'll see January, February, March, April, and I started to write 18, and so there you go. Solved that. Now I have my January title page, and I should have carried it over to 2 pages, but I didn't. And I put this down on a Post-it note because I don't want to set it on the paper yet, but one of my goals is to use the items in my stash. I don't need to buy things I don't need and I won't use. And what I've decided I'm going to do is 1 day per page. All I did was use my Hobonichi stencils to do this, and I wrote in the day, a line, and used my Tombow marker. And so we've got that for the whole entire month, 1 day per page. Then at the end of the month, I put a little banner, and then I've got 2 pages for some notes, actually 4 pages for notes. And then we have February, and that was when I decided, let's make 2 pages in case goals or other important things I need to do. So at least for January, if I need to, I can do a tip in here. And then I did the same thing with that all the way until the 28th. And then I've got some pages for notes, and then there's just a couple extra pages. And then here's my pen test. And this really put into perspective one reason why I stopped buying the May book inserts is everything ghosts quite bad, and things even bleed through. So there you can see all of that. So I had this, I decided to cut it down and use it because I really liked this kind of buffalo check pattern. I know a lot of people use it in, December because it's kind of Christmassy, but I decided I'd use it in January and February just so I could use it and then get done with it. And then in my little zipper pouch, like this is where I'm going to keep cash and a few other things, but I have my Porter Pieces Alpha Stencil, which I use a lot. I have the Porter Pieces, this is like for the bills for the bullet journal. And then these are the 4 stencils from the Hobonichi. This one is the one I used the most. You can see I've had to tape it because it started to come apart. There's the 4 that are there. So I've got my stencils in here. And the last thing I have in here is one of the Turuko Shop, there you can see, writing boards. And it's a really nice, thick piece of plastic. So that is kind of the setup that I have. What is going to happen soon is when the month finishes, my new one here will migrate to this spot. And then I haven't decided, but I might put this dot grid in because I'm keeping track of our bills. And this will be enough for 2 years. Like, we've been using this system in the B6 size and we've really liked it, and we've actually pared down our bills so much that it will actually fit on an A6 now. So that is wonderful. And we actually have already paid 1, 2, 3, 4, I gotta color that in, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then that will come out soon. So our bills for January are almost paid. Just rent and a couple insurance and phone bill. So there you go. Oh, and this was my calendar for last year. So that is kind of my, I guess I'll say my intentions for next year is this will be like the main notebook that I use to keep myself moving in the right direction. And this is going to be my pencil pouch. And that is my intention. I'm not going to be sidelined by all the pretty things that are out there. Now, of course, my pencil pouch might change because I have one of these in green, I've got one in orange, and I've got a couple of pencil pouches, but I'm not going to purchase any pencil pouches. I mean, I've got like 20 pencil pouches. I don't need any more. I don't need any more traveler's notebooks. I can get everything that I need, really, in these 4 notebooks. And so what I'll do is I'll do monthly updates to kind of keep myself in check, to keep myself on track, to see what's worked, what hasn't worked. What I'm going to do with the bullet journal is I'm going to really stick with this and see how it goes. And if things change, I might do like an update. Now, things aren't going to change too much for January, February, because I already have it all written out and I don't want to waste this. So this will be used, but maybe for March and April, things will be different. But I like the idea of having 2 months in there, because that way I don't get, too tired of the cover. And that I think is enough paper to carry around in this big beautiful notebook. So if you have any questions, please leave a comment down below. If you have any ideas, if you have any suggestions, say you've done, because I'm really going to do a no spend, because as you saw, I have plenty of pens. I don't need pens. I have plenty of notebooks. I don't need notebooks. I make my own inserts. I don't need to purchase inserts. So, I don't use that many stickers, and I have a ton of stickers. So if you've done that before, like almost a no spend year. Now there are gonna be a few things that I am gonna have to purchase. Like I will need to buy new ink for my printer. I will need to buy paper reams, of course, because of Midori designs. And when I need to make myself a new dot grid, I will need to buy that. So it's not a matter of that, but I'm not gonna buy things that I don't need. I will do another video later on my art supplies, because like with this stuff, I have way too many of that. I've got like 5 different sets of watercolors. 5 different sets of watercolors. I'm not a great watercolor artist, and I have everything from the Primas to the Jane Davenports to the St. Petersburg to the Gansai Tambi, and to even those horrible like Michael's Artist Loft set. I don't need watercolors. I have great watercolors. So let me know what you think, and if you have any ideas, if you have any suggestions, and let's just take this year to explore doing with what we have, and also finding new ways to do things with what we have. Okay? If you have any questions, like I said, I guess for the 3rd time, leave them down below and I'll get back with you as soon as I can. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you've had a happy Hanukkah, a Merry Christmas, and I hope you have a wonderful new year. See you in January. Bye-bye.